Hello, and welcome to our lesson on multiplying fractions. Today, we'll embark on an exciting journey to deepen our understanding of fractions and leverage this knowledge to perform efficient calculations. Our primary goal today is to understand how to multiply fractions. We'll begin by revisiting the fundamental concept of fractions to ensure our base knowledge is solid. Next, we'll dive into the method of multiplying fractions, breaking it down step by step to make it easily understandable. Finally, we will explore various cases to apply this new knowledge and see how it works in different scenarios. Multiplying fractions may seem challenging at first, but it becomes quite straightforward once you understand the process. To make this clear, let's break it down into 4 manageable steps. We'll take multiplying 1/5 and 5/7 as an example. Step 1 is to multiply the numerators, which are the top numbers of the fraction. In our example, the numerators are 1 and 5, which, when multiplied together, give us 5. Step 2 is to multiply the denominators, which are the bottom numbers of the fractions. In our example, the denominators are 5 and 7. Multiplying these together gives us 35. Step 3 is to write down the resultant fraction. In our case, this is 5 over 35. Step 4 is to simplify the fraction if possible. Here, both 5 and 35 can be divided by 5, which gives us 1 over 7. Now that you understand the technique of multiplying fractions, let's practice with some examples to deepen your understanding. We'll start with a basic example. Consider the problem, 2/3 multiplied by 4/5. We start by multiplying the numerators. 2 multiplied by 4 is equal to 8. Next, we multiply the denominators. 3 multiplied by 5 is equal to 15. Finally, combine the results and simplify if necessary. The highest common factor of 8 and 15 is 1, so this fraction cannot be simplified further. Let's now consider the problem, 3/4 multiplied by 2. Here we have a whole number being multiplied by a fraction. So how do we deal with that? It is actually quite simple. First, we must rewrite the whole number as a fraction. To do this, we set the number itself as the numerator. Then, we can place 1 as the denominator. As such, 2 becomes 2 over 1. Now, we do the same thing as before. Multiplying the numerators gives us 3 multiplied by 2, which is equal to 6. Multiplying the denominators gives us 4 multiplied by 1, which is equal to 4. Putting these together, we have 3/4 multiplied by 2 over 1 equals 6 over 4. Finally, simplify the fraction. Notice that 6 and 4 have 2 as a HCF. So, dividing both the numerator and the denominator by 2, we get 3 over 2. Carrying on, let's consider 1½ multiplied by 2 and 2/3. Here, we have mixed numbers. Mixed numbers are a mixture of a whole number and a fraction. We don't like to work with mixed numbers in mathematics, so we must convert these mixed numbers into improper fractions. Improper fractions are also called top-heavy fractions. This is because the numerator is larger than the denominator. Converting those mixed numbers to improper fractions, we get 3 over 2 multiplied by 8 over 3. From here, we proceed as usual. Multiplying the numerators, 3 multiplied by 8 equals 24. Multiplying the denominators, 2 multiplied by 3 is equal to 6. Finally, putting the numerator and denominator together gives us 3 over 2 multiplied by 8 over 3 is equal to 24 over 6. Notice that 24 and 6 have a HCF of 6, so we can simplify the fraction to 4 over 1, which itself simplifies to 4. Let's do a final example. Consider the problem, 3 over 8 multiplied by -4 over 6. Here we can simplify -4 over 6 before multiplying, which will make our lives much easier. The HCF of 4 and 6 is 2, which gives us -2 over 3. Next, proceed as usual. Multiplying numerators and multiplying denominators, then writing the results in a fraction. So 3 over 8 multiplied by minus 2 over 3 is equal to minus 6 over 24. Finally, we simplify, since 6 and 24 have an HCF of 6. Minus 6 over 24 divided by 6 is equal to minus a quarter. Using these examples, you should now feel more confident in multiplying fractions, whether they are simple fractions, fractions involving whole numbers, or mixed numbers. Practice with a variety of problems to reinforce your understanding and ability to tackle any GCSE level questions on this topic. In today's lesson, we explored the technique of multiplying fractions, an essential skill in mathematics. We started by revisiting the fundamental concept of fractions to ensure a solid understanding. Next, we delved into the step-by-step process of multiplying fractions. This involved multiplying the numerators together, multiplying the denominators together, and simplifying the resultant fraction. By tackling examples, we generalized this method to include multiplying fractions by mixed numbers and whole numbers, including negative fractions. This demonstrated rewriting integers or mixed numbers as fractions before applying the same multiplication process. You should now feel confident in multiplying fractions, whether positive, negative, involving integers, or involving mixed numbers. You now have a powerful tool to tackle various mathematical challenges. Watch the rest of the GCSE Maths course at Sophos Education.